Hi there, welcome to my channel. This year has been very interesting, and before we hit the new year, I just kinda wanted to gather my thoughts. I never really realized this, but I'm actually quite alone. But I'm okay with that. I actually like it. I grew up as an only child, and so I'm very used to keeping myself company with things that I actually enjoy doing, rather than forcing myself to do things other people like for the sake of being in the presence of other people. The common saying goes, I'd rather be alone than be with others who make me feel alone. Solitude just doesn't make me lonely. In fact, it's quite the opposite. First of all, being alone means that I'm not involved in all the drama of other people's lives. That doesn't mean that I don't give emotional support when somebody needs it. Of course I do. But I just simply find that sometimes I'm disappointed how the advice that I give just goes in one ear and out the other, time and time again. Second of all, by keeping my involvement with other people to a minimum, I just don't get sidetracked by the aspects of other people's lives. Because no matter how good somebody else's lives appear, it's their life, not mine, and nothing that I do will transform my life into theirs. So for me, it's just better to avoid it altogether and just focus on my own life and what's in front of me, because those are the things that I can actually take control of and change. Finally, probably the most important point of all, being alone lets me do my own thing without people making me doubt myself and my decisions. I don't rely on external validation before doing something, and I think that's a plus for my mental health. Because no matter what I do or say, I can't please everyone. That's how humanity works. And so, the fewer people I connect myself with, the more simple my life becomes. After all, it's my life, and I don't require the opinions of people who probably don't genuinely care for me to sway me one way or another. Now, in no way does this mean that I don't take criticism and that I put down everything that goes against what I do or say, because there's still a huge difference between criticism and just unwarranted opinion coming from someone claiming to be looking out for me. I may be alone most of the time, but I've had enough human interaction to know that we can be judgmental, and too much of it is bad for anyone's mental health. Now, as a concrete example, I always study alone. I find that studying as a group is more of a distraction and nothing really ends up getting done. I just simply run more efficiently when I work alone. I also tend to take some time to absorb everything, and my slow speed will obviously be subpar to many of my peers, but by being alone, I can fully focus without others making comments about it and causing me to doubt myself and my study habits. No, saying all this does not mean that I hate people. I am just simply very aware of the nature of people, and that makes me extra cautious towards who I end up trusting and forming a long-term relationship with. I can probably count my friends using just one hand, and these friends are the only people I've met who can respect that I enjoy my own company. And so having such few relationships also means that I get a better chance to appreciate them, rather than putting in exhausting effort to change myself and please the remaining crowd. Everything comes with its ups and downs, and being alone is no exception. I don't really talk about what's happening in my life because that way I don't waste time blabbing on about something when that time can be used for reflection and thinking of how I can approach it. I can usually handle things myself, and this can often be misinterpreted as being closed off or disinterested, especially to people who I'm only just getting to know. This ties back into why I prefer to keep my friends to a minimum, because they are the people who understand this part of me, while a large proportion of people don't. So I may as well use most of my effort to focus on my connections with them. So if you're ever feeling alone, just remember that there's a difference between being alone and being lonely, and that Being alone is an art in itself that's mastered by very few people, and by being able to do things yourself and handle it all yourself, that makes you a very strong person.